Shalom to everyone. We're learning Zera Shimshon, Parashat, Pekudai, letter Vav. This shiur should bring bracha, tzlacha, parnasat tova, l'chol am Israel. Amen. Gemara Nedarim, Daf Lametchet Amud Aleph. Gemara Nedarim in 38a says, En HaKadosh Baruch Hu mashle shchinato ela al chacham gibor ashil ve'anau. Hashem spreads his shekhinah on four type of people: wise, strong, rich, and humble. Vekulam mi Moshe, and everything is learned out from Moshe Rabbeinu. Tichtiv, as it says, Gabe Moshe, Gabe HaMishkan, when Moshe was building tabernacle, Vayfroz et ha'ohel, and Moshe Rabbeinu spread the tabernacle himself. You have to be extra strong. It's a small Bet HaMikdash, small temple. Each beam is very heavy, and yet Moshe Rabbeinu did it on his own. V'amar mar, and the master said, Moshe Rabbeinu pilsho, Moshe Rabbeinu spread it, v'dilma aroch v'katon haya, or maybe he was tall or short. What means tall or short? More says, maybe Moshe Rabbeinu did it because he was tall and short. So Rashi explains and says, what does that mean, tall and short? Aroch bekoma, he was tall in height, vekaton bekoach, and he was small in strength. Means Moshe Rabbeinu was not that strong, but because he desired to do it, he began the action, and Hashem completed it. Or because he wanted to do it, he didn't even do the action. Moshe Rabbeinu Hashem right away supported him, and he did it. But if would be Moshe Rabbeinu not that tall, wouldn't help. Ad kan leshono. This is the language of Rashi. Umarsha katav, Marsha says, b'shem harosh, in the name of Rosh, lama lo miveh gemara shaya gibor mikra kodem. So why Torah does not mention from previous pasuk that Moshe Rabbeinu was strong? And Rosh explains, it makes sense if to say Vayakom et HaMishkan, that Moshe Rabbeinu put up the Mishkan and he's strong. Vaksharim hayu kvedim, because the beams were very heavy. Betu leika lakshot kedelil viksha alav mai parich. So he says, what does that mean? That he doesn't say from this sentence that Moshe Rabbeinu was strong. Dilma benes haya, because maybe really Moshe Rabbeinu was not that strong. But why Hashem helped him to do that? Because Hashem made a miracle with him. So when Hashem makes a miracle, it's not doesn't matter anymore if person is strong or not. Kadesamich le, as next to it says, Hukama Mishkan, that Mishkan was put up on its own. The Hukame Elav Mashma, that was put up on its own, and Moshe Rabbeinu didn't do nothing. As it says in the Tanchuma, and Rashi explains, this is how Rashi ends off. So the point is, Rosh is asking, why we don't prove from the sentence that Moshe Rabbeinu put up the Mishkan, he's strong? Because maybe it was done by miracle. Next piece, Dil Didan. And according to us, En kan kushi ala rosh. There's no question on the rosh. Afilu yad inon. Bevada shaya gibor. Since we know that Moshe Rabbeinu was really strong, man le malan, shemishu gibor yachol laharim levado. So we could say, whoever is strong, he could put up the Mishkan himself. אלו הקשרים שהיו כל כך כבדים. וכיסה כדעת שמישהו גיבור יכול לעשות בכוחו כמו מלאך, So Zera Shimshon is asking, just because you want to tell me Moshe Rabbeinu is strong, he was able to put up the Mishkan on himself? What, he has a power of the angel? אין הכי נמי שאף מי שהוא גיבור, יש לו קץ וגבול לגבולתו. No matter how a person is strong, there is a boundary. He can't go beyond that border. No matter how much person is strong, there's a certain boundary. He can't go over that nature, over that strength. ואם כן, אף על פי שהיה משה גיבור, היה צריך סיוע האלוקי להקמת אלו הקשרים. So it comes out, no matter how Moshe was strong, he needed the support from Hashem to pick up these heavy beams. שלא היה אפשר אפילו בכוח אדם גיבור להקימם. Because even a person strong, he was not able to pick up all these heavy beams. Until now. What are we trying to understand from this Zera Shimshon? What Torah tries to teach us? The answer is, if you want to be wealthy, the only time you will have bracha on the wealth when you have first coin, first dollar, first step. So Torah tries to tell us Moshe Rabbeinu was able to get this extra strength from Hashem because he was extra tall or extra strong. If it wouldn't be for extra gram difference from other people, maybe he wouldn't get that strength. So this is what Torah tried to teach us. So anytime a person asks for bracha, he should say not Hashem, I have nothing and give me something, but Hashem, I have a little bit, give me more. This is what this Zera Shimshon is trying to teach us. Va'adrava. Next piece. Really, it's opposite. Yesh kan raya shaya gibor. Really, we have a proof from here that Moshe Rabbeinu was strong. Sha'arei yadanu שלעולם הקדוש ברוך הוא עושה מעשי ניסים היותר קרובים אל הטבע. Really, Hashem does miracles that's very similar to the nature. It's very close to the nature. Hashem doesn't do something very weird that doesn't fit the nature. Hashem does something that's very close to the nature. For example, if fruit would need to grow for 3 months, Hashem could make it grow for 1 month. But it will grow from the ground, it's not going to fall from the sky. Really, who should have been the one to put up the Mishkan? Betzalel. Whoever starts mitzvah, we tell him finish it. Because Betzalel was helping with the vessels, as you remember. So Hashem chose Moshe. Why? If Betzalel would be putting up, Betzalel, he was not strong. He was simple, regular person. Genius, but simple. In a physical view, when you would look at him, you wouldn't see that he's that strong. So to make Betzalel put out the Mishkan, Hashem needs to perform extra big miracle. To make Moshe Rabbeinu put it, a little bit pushed to the miracle. Why? Because he's tall already, so people see he's very tall. And he's strong. To add a little bit more, it's not a big deal. But to take a weak guy and show that something unusual he did, it needs a bigger miracle. אלא צריך לומר שאם היה בצלאל המקים הועיל שלא היה גיבור, היה צריך נס גדול והיה חוץ מן הטבע לגמרי. To make something unusual, that's already over nature. Hashem doesn't do miracles over nature to prove his point. אבל משה, שהיה גיבור, but since Moshe Rabbeinu was strong, במעט נס סגי ואינו כל כך חוץ מהטבע. So he was, since small miracle is not a big deal. It doesn't look like Hashem does something over nature. Ela shaf kushet Rosh is the answer. So let's explain Rosh's question. Why he says that we don't learn out from this sentence that Moshe Rabbeinu put up the Mishkan, that we learn out that Moshe Rabbeinu is strong. שעיקר הראיה באה מ"ויפלוס את האוהל." The main proof comes how Moshe Rabbeinu put up the tent. שאם לא היה לנו אלא הפסוק ויקם את המשכן, if we would have only one sentence, how Moshe Rabbeinu put up the tabernacle, הייתי יכול לומר דאין הכי נמי שמשה לא היה גיבור. Then I would think Moshe Rabbeinu is not that strong, אלא שיוצא הקדוש ברוך הוא שגם הוא יתעסק במלאכת המשכן. But Hashem desired Moshe Rabbeinu to add his help to build the Mishkan. כמו שהוריד לנשיאים, as we know what Hashem did to the presidents, they didn't work hard. They went out to the field to collect money, and they see מן השמיים אבני השם ואבני המילואים, כדי שיביאו אתהם איזה דבר לנדבת המשכן. How they went out, collect, and they saw those stones, אבני השם ואבני המילואים, Hashem sent it to them, that they should bring to the completing the Mishkan vessels. Hashem desired and they got it. So if it would be pasuk only vayakem et Mishkan, then I would think Hashem desired Moshe to build the Mishkan. But it doesn't mean that he's strong, because we see how Hashem desired those presidents to bring the stones and he gave them stones. It doesn't mean they were extra people, they were extra tzaddikim. Just Hashem gave them, he desired them to have it. Last week's parsha we learned that even was disgraced for them that they didn't bring donation first. כמו שהוריד לנשיאים מן השמיים ואבני השם ואבני כדי שיביאו אף הם איזה דבר לנדבת המשכן. אומנם עתה שכבר כתיב ויפרוס את האוהל, but now since it says Moshe Rabbeinu spread the tent, now we see Moshe Rabbeinu is strong. אם כן, כבר עשה משה חלקו. Moshe Rabbeinu did already his mission by putting up the Mishkan. ולמה לא הקים בצלאל את המשכן? So Moshe Rabbeinu put up the Mishkan. That was not the reason he's strong, because Hashem desired for him to have it. Hashem desired for presidents to have, since it says וייקם את האוהל. When it says Moshe Rabbeinu put up his tent, he did already his mission. So why he was have to do the tent extra to show he is strong. אלא מפני שמשה היה גיבור, to prove that Moshe Rabbeinu was strong. Or since Moshe Rabbeinu is strong, Hashem added for him extra strength to build. So we see from here, to have hatzlacha in growth in anything, you have to have a little bit with you. Means you want to make $1 million, you have to have $1. Hashem put on my $1 more money. If you want to be Talmid Chacham, you start the first line of the Gemara. Then Hashem puts the rest of the Gemara by order to you. You want to learn how to be posek, you learn one halacha, and Hashem gives all the halachot to you. You go one page of Gemara, other 1,000 pages Hashem sticks inside. But when you do the first step, you want to know Aleph Bet? Put Aleph Bet Gimel Dalet. You put 3-4 steps. Then Hashem says, you're praying that on something what you have, I should expand on that, I'll give you. But when there is nothing, you can ask for something. Because when there is nothing, you can make something out of nothing. So therefore, in the end, what has to come from us? First step of Ishtadlut. You do 1, then Hashem puts 1,000. This is why it says, Pitchu li kepitcho shel machat. Hashem says, open to me as the opening of the needle. V'ani eftach lachem kepitcho shel lulam. And I'll open you the opening of the world. And the last piece of beautiful Zera Shimshon inami b'derech acher. You know what? I'll give you another reason in a different way. The deal Moshe lo haya gibor, or really, maybe Moshe Rabbeinu was not that strong. V'haden asenes al yedei Moshe, but the miracle was performed through Moshe, lefi shehaya yoter gadol koma me'acherim, because he was a little bit taller than everybody else. Again, we see he was extra. 1 point he had extra. Once he has 1 point, Hashem puts 1,000 points on that point. ובזה היה נס יותר קרוב אל הטבע. So therefore, Hashem made miracle, but it seemed close to the nature. ואי הבנמי נקת קרוא של ויקום משה את המשכן. But if Torah would have to mention Another pasuk of how Moshe Rabbeinu put up the Mishkan, Haveshayach lahakshot, v'dilma arich v'kotin hayu. Then we could ask, maybe he was tall or short. But the bottom line is, Moshe Rabbeinu had 4 things. Yet in the end of the day, he's called Vaish Moshe Anav Me'od Mikol Adam. Moshe Rabbeinu is humble from every man. What did Moshe Rabbeinu have? Let's analyze closely. It's very important. A, he was Chacham. He was wise. Who is wise man? Who learns from his mistakes. You make one mistake, you don't repeat it again. That is a wise man. Person made Avera. He says, 1 second, what did I gain from Avera? After that Avera, I desire to do another Avera. Another time, and another time. What did I gain out of it? I didn't gain nothing. So I'll be smart. I'm not going to do it in the first place. He learns from his mistake. Second is Gibor, strong. No matter how strong Moshe Rabbeinu was, look what he used it for. He used it for Mishkan. He used it for Ohel. Use your strength for Torah. Third is Ashir. Moshe Rabbeinu was wealthy. Moshe Rabbeinu was wealthy. He was humble. It's important, no matter what you have, to remain humble. And the last one is humbleness itself. So how can a person be smart, strong, rich, and still remain humble? That's the greatness of Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashem should help us to be humble. Amen.